Yo, what's going on guys, welcome back to the channel, and this time I will be installing 20 different graphic mods for Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005, and at the end of the video we will see which mod deserves the title of Need for Speed Most Wanted Remastered. And to refresh our minds, this right here is a Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 Vanilla Edition, so vanilla means without any kind of modifications done to it. And let's be honest, it looks like shit. So let's start off with the first and the most simple mod out there, and that's Xbox 360 graphics mod. If you were not familiar with the Xbox 360 version of the game, the Xbox 360 version of the game is actually quite different than the PC and PS2 version of Need for Speed Most Wanted, and the major difference is the graphics. The Xbox 360 graphics make PS2 and PC versions look like potato, which can be also seen from this footage. So this mod will try to make your game look more like Xbox 360 release of Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 that has better lighting, better skyboxes, better water quality and better shaders. But some things may not look or work exactly as the Xbox 360 version, but hey, is as close as we can get. Now let's continue on with probably the most known mod out there, and that's Redux mod. This right here is a Redux version 2 mod, and it basically remastered all the textures from the Xbox 360 version of the game to HD versions of the textures, and it also makes the game look a little bit more modern, together with other cool stuff like car explosions, new camera options and so on. And this right here is a free mod, and in my opinion one of the best free mods you can get for this game. And what's even cooler is that we have a Redux version 3 mod, which is basically version 2 on steroids, and some of the major changes the mod brings are even better textures, better visual effects, new cars and upgrade options, 8K HDR skyboxes, Rework traffic and the police, and the list goes on and on. So a huge shout out to the maker of this mod. I will drop all the links to the mods down in the description, so you can go check them out. Now let's continue on with some paid mods. I know some of you will be upset with the paid mods, but that's sadly the truth when it comes to graphics mods in some games. You need to pay to get them. So let's start off with my absolute favorite one, and that's Pla Graphics mods. So Pla offers a bunch of different graphics mods, and let's start off with Pla Designer mod. That is in my opinion the best out of all. Sadly the speedometer I'm using here is not included in the mod, so we will have to install it separately, but nevertheless the mod still looks awesome, and it's not exaggerating with the graphics, it still keeps that original graphics look from Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. And the thing I really like about Pla is that you have an option to change the time of the day, so at nighttime this mod really shines on. So even though Pla Graphics is a paid mod, if you buy the Ultimate Edition, you don't get just one mod, but you get multiple of them. So for example, you also get this Realistic Edition mod, which, as the name says, it makes the game look a little bit more realistic, but I'm still more of a fan of a Designer Edition. But there's one more Pla mod we need to try out, and that's Ultimate Edition. I can't decide if I prefer the Ultimate Edition over Designer Edition, but one thing I'm for sure certain is that the lighting and the reflections are much better in the Ultimate Edition. But I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to achieve with the nighttime, because the brightness of those street lights is just too much for me, but again at the same time it looks cool. Returning back to some more free mods, we have a Rework 2.0 plus Reshade mod, and this mod can definitely cope with other paid mods like Pla Graphics mods. The mod also features the ability to change the time of the day, as we had in a Pla Graphics mod, but choosing which looks better, it's basically a personal preference. I believe that both look really cool. What's also really cool is the developers of the mod not long ago released a version 3.0 of this mod, or to be more exact, the latest version is 3.8, and in my opinion it looks even better and a little bit more realistic than version 2.0. And same as the previous version, this version also includes a custom in-game soundtracks that flow really good with the game. It's hard to capture all the changes the mod makes, but one of the most noticeable is the reworked police pursuits and the reworked cop cars that look much more realistic now, and also some visual effects, as you can see, look much better than on the original game. and I really appreciate that we have a mod like this for free, for which we don't have to pay, so a huge shout out to the modders once again. Moving on to two pretty similar mods to each other. First we have a summer retexture mod, and then we have an autumn retexture mod. So basically, as the name says, the mod changes the atmosphere of a Rockboard city to be a summer or autumn. Pretty straightforward. Although I don't like them that much because you have many better free mods. The only thing I like about the autumn retexture mod is its minimap, and that's probably all. But hey, it's pretty cool to have the ability to change things up from time to time. Moving on to some game test mods. Who is the creator of a graphics mods for basically all the older Need for Speed games and for some other games as well. You can become his Patreon for $10 a month and have access to all his amazing mods. And the first mod for Need for Speed Most Wanted that we have is Need for Speed Unbound mod, which I personally don't like that much because it's a little bit too bright for me, and I don't know what it has to do with Need for Speed Unbound except for the plate on your car, but yeah, I guess it's a cool marketing trick. Next game test mod we have is Need for Speed Most Wanted Unreal mod. In my opinion it looks better than the Unbound mod, but one thing that really bothers me is the grass contrast that stands out too much. But other than that, the mod looks really cool, and I really recommend you using it if you have a subscription on Patreon for game test mods. Next mod we have is a Need for Speed Most Wanted Remastered mod, again from game test mods. Although the mod is called Remastered, I'm not sure if it deserves the title of a true Need for Speed Most Wanted Remastered version, and in my opinion it looks the best out of full game test mods for Need for Speed Most Wanted, and sometimes it gives me some GTA 4 vibes. I stumbled upon this next mod not long ago, and I was surprised that it wasn't getting that much recognition. This mod is called Retouch by Paint, and it's aimed at changing the standard textures of the game to higher resolution and more or less suitable to the style of the original game. And I'm not gonna lie, I was amazed how good it looked when I first started up, and everything is open source, so you are free to modify it to your liking. Need for Speed Most Wanted Redux Graphics mod is relatively new mod. It was released this year on 4th of January on Nexus mods page, and what stands out is the nighttime that looks much darker than in the other mods and gives it a unique feeling. Other than that, the mod aims to enhance the game's graphics by replacing the original textures with high quality, high resolution textures and various other improvements. And now, to finish things off, let's look at some winter mods out there. And of course we have a Black Winter edition that I already showcased in my 50 mods for Need for Speed Most Wanted video. And yeah, it's a paid mod, but when we place it aside of a Winter Hearted mod that it's a free mod, we can see that the difference is huge. But the Winter Hearted mod gives you some other sweet stuff like a bunch of new awesome cars, as is this Santa Mobile. And the last mod I have for you guys today is a Winter Rockboard mod that is also a free mod made by same guys as the Rework 2.0 and 3.0. So there are some similarities between them, like this mod also has a custom in-game soundtracks and looks are more realistic compared to other winter mods. But out of all mods I had the worst performance with this one. I was getting around 60 FPS and it sometimes dropped to 40. So yeah, these were 20 graphics mods that I installed for Need for Speed Most Wanted. Of course there are some other mods out there as well, but I feel like these were the ones that are overall the best. And if I would have to choose one mod that deserves the title of a true Need for Speed Most Wanted Remastered, that would have been a Plague Ultimate mod, although they still need to rework the street lights at the nighttime. And if you don't feel like spending $10 for a mod, then Retouch by Paint is in my opinion the best free mod out there, and also the most slept on mod. And with that said, drop a comment which mod do you think is the best, and also don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and as always, have a great day and I will see you in the next one.